Hello. I just want to add, if anybody watching in YouTube land comes in soon, I recommend the cowboy sandwich, but also caution you that the horseradish is nothing to be messed with. So yeah, I have 3 books here tonight. Oh, and by the way, thanks to, there we go. Thanks to Nick for his very kind words earlier, and a lot of my Flint literary heroes are here today. Gary and Chris Ringler, and I just met Alex Markson tonight.
Markov.
What?
Markov. Yeah, he's what?
Did I mention that I suck at names? I'm sorry, but no, this is wonderful, and thanks Jenny for putting this all together. So yeah, I've got 3 books here tonight: Shattering Glass and Hungry Rats, which are my 2 novels, and Atlas, which is a collection of short stories. And I'm reading from Shattering Glass, and basically the gist of it is there's this new crazy college in the town which is inspired by Flint. It's called Archaic Michigan, and the university is called Archaic University, and things are not what they seem in this place. And the section I'm going to read is actually my editor said I should cut this because he said, this doesn't have anything to do with the larger story. You know, I'm going to, we're just like this because it's falling on my head.
You can use it for, you can accompany yourself with the music.
Like effects.
Or like a tambourine.
There we go.
You can twist it in the back and it'll make it smaller.
So he wanted to cut this, and I said, well, I really don't want to, but I see your point. It doesn't make any sense. And so I put in a note quoting him, and it says, it is extremely easy to assume that things have gone off the rails, which is what my editor actually said, and saying, if you want, you can skip this section and still understand everything, but I didn't want to cut it. And I'm really glad that that was the approach, because he was right. It would have been totally confusing if I hadn't put in a note, but also a lot of people told me that was their favorite part of the book. And so it just goes to show that you should trust your editor, and you should also hold your ground. So anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to jump into it and hope it kind of makes sense. Theme song, Milkshake by Kellis. Evil sparrows fall providentially from a high library window. A fog congeals. It forms the words, "Don't garret my parrot." Cue to Alphonse, a masculine cigar-smoking parrot. Cut to darkness on the face of the deep. Monty, Dunya, Ezzy, and Samo walk across the screen with Alphonse perched on Samo's shoulder. They are being watched from behind by Professor Plum. Cut to Denya being chased by the anthrostologists. Cut to Monty being nabbed by the inquiscriptors. Cut to Alphonse molting. Cut to a skeleton with a shit-eating grin. Cut to the 5-some running away. Cut to temporal electrical turbines erasing some poor student's memories. Cut to Samo comforting Alphonse. Cut to the 5-some eating at Hickory's. Cut to Samo riding a giant potato through outer space to somewhere off screen. Crash! Cut to Samo sitting in a urinal. Cut to Alphonse cackling at Samo. Cut to Ezzy gasping in horror. Cut to Monty twisting about. Cut to various seer-eyed professors glaring in their disapproval. Cut to Alphonse holding a terrified Samo. Cut to October Girl shrieking in demonic fury. Cut to Alphonse flying away in a tiki mask disguise. Alphonse collides with a squid-headed demon from space. The tiki mask falls off. Alphonse looks up. The creature stares at him. Cut to Samo tweaking. Cut to everyone dancing in room 227. Cut to Alphonse advising Samo on his income taxes. Cut to a gargoyle disapproving of lewd dancing. Cut to Alphonse smoking the Sibyl's ashes from a rampula. Cut to the 5-some huddled over a copy of Ovid's Metamorphosis. Cut back to the words floating in the front of the library. Don't garret my parrot. Cut to Alphonse pecking out the robotic eyeballs of a predatory and fake Jimmy Buffett singing Cheeseburger in Paradise Off Key, featuring special guest Thomas Pynchon.
Yay.
Stars are awful, says Ezzy. They look down on everyone. They know too many of our secrets. Yesterday's exaltation has faded with the nervousness of today. Stars are the only reason we're alive, says Samo. You two ready? Asks Monty. Lissa perpetually waits in the psych wing of Proctor Hospital, waiting, in case Professor Reichert tries anything weird. Monica has camped out in the vestibule of the Celia house, ready to field any unexpected questions. Everyone else is in position and ready to roll. Nothing to fear but death and delusion, says Ezzy. Let's go, says Monty. The Acedia House Lounge. It's 11 p.m. of the opening night of Hamlet Machine. 9 days, you're toast, yells Thomas Pynchon. Damn it, says Samo, throwing the controller with a fury. They're huddled on the floor in front of the Wii. Ezzy reclines on the couch, dazed by the success of her show. I thought you were doing pretty good, she says. No, says Samo, resetting the game. I wasn't. If he doesn't beat it in 8 days, he doesn't get the best ending, says Thomas. What happens with the worst ending, asks Ezzy. You die from the infection of Dracula's curse. Are you sure this is worth the trouble? Are you saying that difficult entertainment isn't worth your time? Dead people laugh off screen. No, I'm not. Well, I am, says Samo. Dead people laugh off screen.
Ha ha.
I hate Vice, says Alphonse. More laughter. An ethical parrot, says Thomas. More laughter. An awful machine, says Samo. Loud laughter. Monty enters the room. Hey guys, he says. I was just up in Monica's room and there's something strange going on downtown. Cut. Monica's suite. They look out the window. Downtown skyline sprawls before them, but archaic is a city in decay. Other than the symbolic illumination of the Pyramid Bank Building and its cousin the Mesopotamian, most of the buildings there are shuttered. They say with annoying regularity, that people laugh. Last one out, turn off the lights. But today, lights are on in the gutted nightclubs, abandoned banks, and the skeletal cathedral-esque things raised by the riches of the auto industry. Seemingly every light bulb in a square mile has been clicked on for this one evening. Whoa, say the basement people, sans Dunya. By Byron, exclaims Thomas. Oh, that's where, woo, says Alphonse, flicking ash from his cigar. He's right. It doesn't look like the thriving city of the 1940s or 50s. Most of these buildings have been abandoned for decades. The water has wormed its way in and leached the mortar from between the bricks. Downtown shines with the pallor of a poorly reanimated corpse. Hey everyone, says Monty. It looks like we've got a mystery to solve. I'm ready, says Ezzy. I'm hungry, says Samo. Why should things be easy to understand, asks Thomas. Dead people laugh. The city bus leaves our heroes on the corner of East and South Streets. It leaves. The world is empty, but bright. Coyne, says Ezzy. What's going on here? Nobody can question the light that blazes out from the wrought iron arches straddling the brick streetscape, or the sound of milkshakes churning in resurrected drugstores, or the rush of music floating out of the derelict Burgundy movie palace. I've got the munchies, Alphonse, said Samo. What say we go grab a bag of Fritos from that party store over there? Free to eat Fritos, says Alphonse. More laughter. Samo and Alphonse go to the party store. They jokingly ask the empty counter for Fritos and burners. They laugh at their imaginations. As if by magic, the food appears in front of them. The others enter the Burgundy, where the Ten Commandments is screening for an audience of none. Shall I project a world, asked Thomas. Laughter. They sit down to watch Charlton Heston part the Red Sea. Monty receives the popcorn from Ezzy. Ezzy receives popcorn from Thomas. And Thomas receives popcorn from... who is it? Nobody is there. Samo and Alphonse leave the party store. The autumn air smells of crisp cinders, apple cider, and fog. A shadowy alien thing with bright glowing head marches by, and the theremin trills. A flexitone plaws. The figure is gone in the blink of an eye. That looks like something extraterrestrial, says Samo. It looks like a freak of nature is what it looks like, says Alphonse, flicking ashes from his cigar. They follow it into the unlocked lobby of the Pyramid Bank Building, but it has vanished. An ATM spews $100 bills from its robotic mouth. Samo stuffs his pocket. Now I can get a new stereo and a new car, a micro king for Lissa and some kicks to pump up, he says. But, says Alphonse, starving. We just ate a bunch of Fritos. No, said Samo, not me. I am fed. But I grew up in a block of cookie-cutter houses. Every house has the same dimensions, the same floor plans. They don't look the same anymore. A third are fine, a third are trashed. The last third are empty or burned out. Now my parents take out a second mortgage and a half dozen loans so that I can go to school here and eat in that cafeteria every day and study for my future and smoke up and get laid by Lissa. And there's kids on my block that don't even get enough to eat. So you're going to use that money to feed them? Don't go all supply side on me, Alphonse. I can't even do that. I'm not ready for the responsibility. Nobody wants responsibility. I want to plant a money tree with this shit. And then it isn't even my problem. Look up! They look up. The twisted head of the alien demon has an ill-fitted squid mouth and its tentacles part to issue a petrifying cry. Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Samuel and Alphonse flee from the bank. They hide in a dumpster. They wait until the terrible sound has died. Monty, Ezzy, and Thomas are halfway down East Street when all the light buildings, traffic lights, street lights, and marquees flicker and die. Suddenly downtown is pitch black. Clearly, says Thomas, we're not among those chosen for enlightenment. Wait, no, I don't even like it here anymore, says Ezzy. It has gotten rather spooky, says Monty. A hollow wind curls a few dead leaves among the bricks and laid in the street. Hey, it's Alphonse and Samo. Their friends' shadows now crossed east. We saw, and Samo tells them about the squid-skulled ghost. I know one person who might know what's going on, says Ezzy. Who is that? Asks Monty. He lives over there. She points across the river at a stoic stone hotel, 9 stories high, dating to the 1920s, the recently restored Ashburn Hotel. Do you mean? Yes! A. Olin himself. A dapper gentleman wearing newly pressed pants and a double-breasted charcoal suit, black rubber boots, and a red silk tie meets them in his penthouse suite on the top floor. That is quite impossible, says A. It is not, says Monty firmly. All of the lights were on in all of the abandoned buildings just a few minutes ago. It was creepy, says Samo. A sniffs a cup filled with brandy dating to the Roosevelt Teddy administration. All of those properties have different owners, he says, and takes a quick drink. And many of them are out of state. New York, California, Colorado, Florida, speculators. I can't imagine how any one person would coordinate what you just asked. That isn't half of it, Mr. Olin, says Samo. We saw a squid-headed alien. An alien? Like the extraterrestrial kind. Oh. And she ran into the lobby of the Pyramid Bank, and the ATM was just spitting money all over the place. Samo draws wads of $100 bills out of his pockets to illustrate. A cups his hands around Samo's comfortingly. I understand most of you attend my school, AU. You're not from around here. Your ways are not our ways. So listen when I tell you that in the darkness of many abandoned buildings, it is not unlikely you saw some northern lights or some haze of clouds moving about the moon. It can confuse unfamiliar souls. Yes, I am sure this is what had happened to you. He draws the money from Samuel's hands and folds it in a neat stack on a nearby desk. As you can see, he says, gesturing out his window at the close view of the cityscape, all is dark, all is empty. But I'm from Archaic, protests Samo. Give it a rest, Samo, says Monty. Thank you for listening, Mr. Olin. We'll be on our way now. Alphonse poops on the carpet. Ah! He says, uno dos! And that seems like an appropriate place to stop. Thank you.